I believed my stepdaughter. When she claimed my daughter wasn't really mine, forced my daughter to take a DNA test, and defended my SD when the lie blew up, so my daughter uninvited her from the wedding. I canceled the wedding funding and sent my SD on a trip with the money. Now I'm regretting everything. I never thought I'd be the father who ends up on Reddit asking strangers to tell him whether he ruined his relationship with his own daughter. But here I am, late 50s, sitting in my quiet house, staring at a wedding invitation that doesn't have my name on it. And if I'm honest, I earned that. I need to explain everything from the beginning, because I know how this sounds in summary. People already think I'm a monster, but it wasn't that simple when it was happening. I have 2 daughters, my biological daughter Anna, 26, my stepdaughter Maya, 25. My first wife passed away when Anna was 8. I remarried when Anna was 12 and Maya was 11. The girls were close for a while, at least from what I saw. And yes, I'll admit this now, I probably favored Maya more than I should have. Not intentionally. It felt like she needed me more. Her father was never around, she clung to me, and I wanted to be a good stepdad. Meanwhile, Anna was always independent, strong-willed. I assumed she didn't need as much emotional attention. I told myself I was being fair. In hindsight, it was easier to avoid thinking about the favoritism than to face it. Fast forward to last year. One afternoon, Maya came to me crying. Real tears, shaking shoulders, everything. She said she had overheard a conversation between some women on my ex-wife's side of the family. According to her, they were whispering that Anna wasn't actually mine, that my late wife had cheated, that everyone had known except me. It hit me like a sledgehammer. My first reaction wasn't anger, it was disbelief, then fear, then humiliation. The thought that my late wife, who I thought the absolute world of, might have lied to me about something that big, it made me sick. I confronted Anna the same day. She was sitting at the counter eating a sandwich when I blurted it out like an idiot. "Is there anything you need to tell me about your biological father?" She blinked at me, stunned. "What does that mean?" I told her what Maya said. Every stupid word, and instead of calming down, I doubled down. I repeated it. I pushed. I pressed. Anna's face changed from confusion to disbelief to anger. Real anger. She said she couldn't believe I thought so little of her mother. She said Maya was lying or misunderstanding something, but I kept pushing. "If you have nothing to hide," I said, "then taking a DNA test shouldn't be a problem." I can still see the way her hands shook when she put her sandwich down. She told me I had no right to ask her that it was insulting to her mother, to everything we had gone through. But I didn't stop. I needed an answer. I convinced myself I was entitled to one. So I kept pressing until she gave in, not because she wanted to, but because she said she was tired of me accusing her by implication. We took the test, and she was mine. No question. No gray area. My daughter. 100%. Anna didn't say, "I told you so." She didn't scream. She didn't throw anything. She looked at me with this expression that I'm never going to forget, like something inside her broke, and that break had nothing to do with the DNA test at all. She walked out of my house and didn't speak to me for 2 months. Meanwhile, Maya apologized in this quiet, mousy way, saying she must have misheard and was only trying to help because she knew how much it would hurt me if the rumor was true. And I, like an absolute fool, accepted that. I even defended her to my wife and to other family members who thought she'd done it for attention. "No," I said. "No, she wouldn't lie about something like that. She loves Anna like a sister. It was a misunderstanding." I repeated those phrases like I was hypnotized. Eventually, Anna reconnected, but the relationship was different. She didn't come to the house, didn't attend birthdays. She was polite, distant, and I told myself it was temporary. Then she got engaged. I offered, maybe too eagerly, to pay for the wedding. It felt like a chance to patch things up, or at least show her I cared. Things were going smoothly until we got to the guest list. That's when she told me Maya wasn't invited. I asked why. She said, "I don't trust her. She lied about me. She caused all this. I'm not rewarding that behavior by giving her a front row seat at my wedding." I told her Maya felt terrible about the misunderstanding. Anna said, "It wasn't a misunderstanding. Dad, she lied. You believed her. You chose her over me." That sentence dug into me like a knife, but I still didn't let myself consider she might be right. I argued. I told her family should be included. I repeated the line I've used too many times. "Maya is your sister." Anna replied, "Sisters don't do what she did." She held firm. She said Maya wasn't invited, and if Maya came, she wouldn't walk down the aisle, she wouldn't participate, she wouldn't even have a wedding with me there. That made me angry. Angry enough to react out of pride, not sense. So I told her if Maya couldn't come, I wouldn't pay for the wedding. Anna said, "Fine. No tears, no yelling, no guilt trips, just fine." And I dug the hole deeper. I took the money I had saved for her wedding and paid for a vacation for Maya and her husband, a very expensive one. I justified it to myself by saying they deserved something good after all the drama. Looking back now, I can see how ridiculous that is. But hindsight is the only thing I have left, apparently. It's been months since then. Anna hasn't spoken to me. The wedding is soon, and I haven't received an invitation. I heard through my sister that she asked her uncle to walk her down the aisle. That was the moment everything started unraveling in my mind. Maya's story, the rumor she allegedly overheard, has changed multiple times when I've retold it and asked her to clarify. My wife gets stiff and uncomfortable when I bring it up. One relative told me quietly that Maya had been jealous about something Anna inherited from her mother's estate and that this entire mess felt intentional. I'm sitting here now, replaying everything, and the sinking feeling in my stomach is telling me I may have made the biggest mistake of my life. I might have chosen the wrong daughter. I might have destroyed my relationship with the one who never lied to me. I might have thrown away my chance to walk her down the aisle, and I don't know if I'll ever get that back. Here is update 1, fully expanded to over 1,000 words, written in the same raw, conflicted father's voice. OP does not sound like a doormat. He's ashamed, unraveling, and finally starting to face the truth, but he still pushes back where appropriate. Update 1. I didn't expect to be back with an update this soon, but the last few weeks have torn apart everything I thought I understood about my family. I wanted clarity. What I got felt more like someone taking the floor out from under me. After posting here, I kept second-guessing myself. I told myself I wasn't crazy. I wasn't imagining the inconsistencies. I wasn't being unfair. But every time I replayed Maya's rumor, something about it felt off. There were details missing. The story kept shifting depending on who she retold it to. And the more I thought about how quickly she cried, how perfectly sorrowful she looked that day, almost rehearsed, the more something in my gut twisted. Still, I didn't have proof, just doubt and guilt, and this sinking feeling that I'd chosen the wrong person to defend. The confirmation came from the last person I expected, Maya's husband. He called me out of nowhere one evening. His voice was tense, shaky. He asked if I had a minute to talk privately. I said yes. I thought maybe Maya had pushed him into another fight or was upset and wanted me to intervene again like I usually did. Instead, he said, "We need to talk about what she did to Anna." My heart dropped. I knew immediately what she referred to, but I still tried to cushion myself. "What do you mean?" I asked. He sighed and said he couldn't keep carrying the lie, that he was tired of feeling complicit. He told me Maya never overheard any rumor. There was no family whispering, no overheard conversation, nothing. My chest felt tight. Then why did she say it? His answer knocked the wind out of me. Because she was jealous Anna inherited money from her mother's estate. She thought Anna was spoiled for having assets she didn't have. She said she wanted to humble her, teach her she wasn't better than her. I had to sit down. He kept talking. Apparently Maya bragged to him months ago about getting Anna to admit the truth, and that it would shake up the family. His words. He said she was smug when she described how angry I looked, how confused I was, how Anna reacted. She had thought all of it was amusing, a game. I felt sick. I asked him why he didn't say anything earlier. He said he tried talking to her and she told him to stay out of it, that Dad trusts me. She reminded him I always took her side, and she was certain I would again. Hearing that felt like my insides were twisting into knots, because she wasn't wrong. I had taken her side. Even after the DNA test, even after Anna went no contact, even after relatives raised eyebrows, I defended Maya because it was easier than facing the possibility that she had lied about something that cruel. It was easier than admitting I betrayed my own daughter. When the call ended, I sat there alone in the living room for a long time. My wife came home from errands and found me like that. I told her what Maya's husband said. Her reaction wasn't disbelief, it wasn't shock. She closed her eyes and sighed. Not a surprise sigh. A resigned one. That was my second confirmation. I asked her, "How long have you known?" She said she didn't know, but she suspected. She tried to soften it by telling me Maya just gets jealous easily and acts out, and that she didn't think it would go that far. She actually said she just wanted attention. She didn't mean harm. I snapped. I'm not proud of yelling, but I couldn't hold it in. She destroyed my relationship with my daughter. She humiliated Anna. She made me accuse her mother of cheating from beyond the grave. And you're saying she wanted attention? My wife cried, but I didn't feel sympathy. Not then. I couldn't, because the truth was sinking into me like poison. They had both manipulated me, maybe for years. And I let them, because I didn't want to upset the balance of my new family. I slept on the couch that night. It was the first time in years. The next day, I decided I was going to confront Maya herself. When she came over for dinner, acting cheerful, greeting me with the same bright smile she always used to get what she wanted, I couldn't even look at her. I asked her to sit down. She must have sensed something was off because she sat slowly, eyeing me like I was a stranger. I told her everything, that her husband confessed, that I knew she lied, that I knew the jealousy motive, that I knew it wasn't a misunderstanding, it wasn't a rumor, it wasn't anything but manipulation. She froze for a second, then she immediately cried, hard, dramatic, loud. My wife rushed to her side like she always does. I felt my jaw clench so tight it hurt. Through the sobs, Maya said, I didn't mean for it to go that far. I didn't know she would make it a big deal. You're overreacting. I said, I pressured my daughter into taking a DNA test because of you. I accused her dead mother of cheating. I lost my place in her wedding because of you. Her face changed for a moment. Not fear, not shame, annoyance. Like she didn't like being caught. She said, I thought you'd get over it. Anna always gets over things. She's dramatic. I told her to leave. I didn't shout. I didn't insult her. I just said, get out of my house, I need time. My wife argued, saying I was being cruel, that Maya was trying. I ignored her. After they left, I sat down and wrote Anna the longest message of my life. I told her the truth, that Maya lied, that her husband confirmed it, that her stepmother likely knew, that I failed her, that I betrayed her mother's memory, that I was sorry, truly sorry, not the defensive half apology I gave her months ago. She didn't answer. A day passed, then 2, then a week. Finally, she responded with one short message. You believed a liar over your own daughter. You made your choice. Nothing else. The wedding came and went last weekend. I wasn't invited. I heard from my sister that Anna looked beautiful. She said Anna's uncle walked her down the aisle, and they were both crying. I sat at home during the ceremony, staring at old photos of her first day of school, her piano recital, her high school graduation, moments I didn't realize were leading to a future where I wouldn't be standing beside her on the biggest day of her life. I don't know if I'll get another chance. I don't know if she'll ever forgive me. I don't know if I deserve forgiveness. But for the first time, I'm not telling myself comforting lies. I'm not defending Maya. I'm not pretending this was a misunderstanding. I let jealousy and manipulation cloud my judgment so badly that I threw away the trust of the one person who never lied to me, and I can't undo it. Here is update 2, final update, fully expanded to over 1,000 words. Tone, quiet devastation, accountability, no doormat behavior. OP accepts the consequences without begging or self-pity. This is the final close of the saga. Final update. It has been 6 months since Anna's wedding. 6 months since I sat alone in my living room while the rest of the family gathered to watch her walk down the aisle without me. 6 months since I finally heard the truth from Maya's husband, and since I confronted both Maya and my wife about their roles in all of this. 6 months since I realized I wasn't the man I thought I was. I wish I could say things smoothed over. I wish I could say Anna forgave me and we're rebuilding our relationship. But that would be a lie. And if this entire mess taught me anything, it's that I don't get to keep lying to myself just because the truth is uncomfortable. I'm telling this update now because the dust has settled. The consequences have become real, permanent, and impossible to ignore. My wife and I tried to carry on like nothing had changed, but there was a fracture between us that couldn't be plastered over with routines or small talk. Every time she defended Maya with her usual lines, "She's sensitive. She didn't mean harm. You're blowing things out of proportion," something inside me twisted. I couldn't stand hearing it anymore. I stopped letting her explain. I stopped nodding along. I stopped pretending that Maya was some fragile little girl who just made mistakes. The argument started as a simmer and turned into a slow, rolling boil. I told her she protected Maya at the cost of everyone else, including our marriage. She told me I was punishing Maya for something she regretted. I told her Maya never regretted anything. She regretted getting caught. She told me I was being cruel. One night it escalated. She accused me of choosing Anna over our family. I told her I was choosing truth over lies. She didn't like that answer. A week later, she packed a bag and went to stay with her sister. She said she needed space. I didn't fight her. I didn't chase her. I didn't beg. Because for the first time in years, I saw the situation with clear eyes. Our marriage didn't fall apart because of the DNA test, or the wedding, or the money. It fell apart because we both had been propping up an image of our family that was never real. She eventually asked for a separation to think things over. I agreed. We haven't lived together since. Her husband moved out 2 months ago. He couldn't take the lying anymore. Not just the big lie about the DNA rumor, but everything else. He said the DNA incident opened his eyes to who she was. That the manipulation didn't stop there. That she lied about money, lied about co-workers, lied about her own sister. He told me during one of the rare civil conversations we had, she's poisoned by jealousy. It's in every decision she makes. He said he tried therapy with her. She refused. He said he tried boundaries. She mocked them. He asked her to apologize to Anna. She refused that too. He left with 2 suitcases and told me he couldn't keep tying himself to someone who lives her whole life perched on top of a lie. I didn't defend her. Not this time. Not anymore. Maya blamed me for his departure. She screamed at me on the phone, saying I turned everyone against her, that if I hadn't overreacted, her husband wouldn't have doubted her. She said Anna deserved a wake-up call, and that I was a coward for not backing her up. I hung up the phone mid-rant. She tried calling again. I blocked her. That was the moment I realized something that should have been obvious from the beginning. Maya only loved me as long as I was useful, as long as I validated her insecurities, as long as I stood between her and consequences. The second I stopped being a shield, she turned on me too. I walked into the first appointment prepared to justify myself. I told the therapist I was misled, manipulated, tricked. I told her anyone in my position would have believed the rumor. I said I acted out of fear, not malice. She nodded at the right places, listened, took notes. Then, when I was done, she said, "And why did you believe Maya so easily over Anna?" That single question cracked open a truth I had been avoiding for years. I didn't believe Maya because her story made sense. I believed her because it was easier than facing the parts of myself I never wanted to examine. The guilt of my first marriage ending, the guilt of Anna losing her mother so young, the guilt of remarrying quickly, the guilt of not knowing how to raise a grieving child. I overcompensated by bending over backward for Maya because she made being a parent feel simple. She was affectionate, clingy, complimentary. She gave me the validation Anna didn't because she didn't need me in the same way. I confused ease with love. I confused neediness with closeness. I confused guilt with fairness. I created the perfect setup for Maya to manipulate me, and she walked right into that opening. Therapy hasn't fixed everything, but it's helped me stop lying to myself about why I made the choices I made. A month after her wedding, I wrote her a letter, a real one, not a text or an email, 4 pages handwritten. I apologized without excuses. I didn't say I was confused. I didn't say I was manipulated. I said, I failed you. I didn't protect your mother's memory. I didn't protect you. I believed what I wanted to believe instead of trusting the truth. You deserved better. I enclosed a check for the exact amount I had withdrawn from her wedding fund, the same money I spent on Maya's vacation, and wrote, "This was yours. I want you to have it back." She didn't cash it. 2 weeks later, she agreed to meet me for coffee. It wasn't emotional, it wasn't dramatic. She didn't yell, she didn't cry. She was calm, polite, distant. She said she appreciated the apology. She said she hoped I was doing better. She said she was glad I was in therapy. And then she said, with no anger in her voice, "I've moved on, Dad, and I think you need to move on too." That hurt more than every argument we ever had, but I didn't push. I didn't beg. I didn't try to force reconciliation. I nodded and said I understood. Because I do, living alone, separated from my wife, estranged from my stepdaughter, kept at arm's length by my own daughter, the one person I should have protected above everyone. I spend a lot of evenings sitting in the quiet, thinking about how easily I abandoned the truth just because someone else cried louder. I thought family meant defending whoever needed you most in the moment. But Anna was right. You don't abandon someone at their most vulnerable. You don't question their identity over a rumor. You don't side with manipulation because it's comfortable. You don't let insecurity cloud judgment. And you don't mistake tears for honesty. I learned too late that family isn't the person who pulls you into conflict and demands loyalty. It's the person who stands beside you without needing to scream for attention. Anna stood by me her whole life in quiet ways. I didn't return the favor. I don't know if she'll ever forgive me. Reddit.